intentions to go and make my move. Been waiting for the fall to end, to let my body loose. I've been looking for another way.
Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you've been jamming out to the music like I have this morning. I had to switch it a couple times. It was getting a little too boring there, so I got really excited. Oh, I don't know what's happening with my camera. You guys know, my camera's just being weird today. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. My apologies. I thought I had fixed it. It's like, it's all fuzzy. Let's see if we can fix that. On the brightness just a little bit, turn down that saturation so I'm not quite so pink. There we go. That's a little bit better. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. There wouldn't be technical difficulties if it wasn't my channel. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. The weather here has been crazy. Yesterday it was almost in the 50s, and today it is in the 30s. It is just so crazy. Music is really loud in my ears. My volume on my headset is not working anymore. I don't know what's happened, but it's like I can't turn it down anymore. I used to be able to turn it down, and now it won't turn down. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be making today we're going to be making Christmas tree ornaments. These are a really fun little project. I kind of watched a couple of videos to get an idea of it. You can actually Google it if you do fabric Christmas tree ornaments. You can see those for yourself. They're a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to turn this music off because it's making me insane. Give me just a minute here, guys. I'm just gonna turn it down. It was like shouting at me. My goodness. Good morning. Excuse me. Alright, so Christmas tree ornaments. I've made a couple of them. I want to show you guys what they look like. Look how cute these are. Look, they are so cute. They're made with scrap fabrics. A couple of pieces of scrap batting, some scrap fabrics, some pinking shears, and a little bit of ribbon. That is all you need to make this really fun and cute little project. So we're going to start that today in just a minute. A couple of quick announcements. Thank you to everyone that joined us on Wednesday for our very first Vlogmas Countdown to Christmas with Katie. Thank you, Katie, for having that idea. We've kind of been collabing on it for a while now. We're really excited to get it going. It's called a dual live stream. So basically her and I are live at the very same time on our own individual channels. This was a lot of fun. We were a little worried about it in the beginning, but it actually turned out to be a lot of fun. We had a great time. So we're going to be doing that again this Wednesday. So Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time from now until the end of the year, every Wednesday, we're going to be live. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So next week, I do have a live stream. It does not show up on the channel just yet because I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do, but I think I got an idea now. So I'm going to go ahead and get that scheduled on there. And then next week's live stream on Sunday will be my last Sunday live stream for the year. I know, it's so sad. I'm not happy about it either. But basically, I will not be able to do another Sunday live stream until after the first of the year because this year, every holiday lands on a Sunday. So it's just kind of the way it is. But that's alright. I'll still be live on Wednesdays from now until the end of the year, so you guys will be able to hang out with me on that day. Thanks so much again to everybody that joined us. We had such a great time. Katie and I, after we ended the live stream, her and I talked for another hour and a half. Because I swear, her and I, we could just talk for days. Her and I are kindred spirits for sure. So it's a lot of fun. Christmas tree ornaments, that's what we're going to be doing today. They take a little bit of time. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to, I think I'm going to have to pull like a typical like cooking show twist. I've got another piece here that's kind of already semi-done that I might have to pull out. We'll have to wait and see. But let me hop into chat, say hello to everybody in chat, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more how this project works and how you can make these at home with scrap fabric. So let me hop into chat real quick. I know the very first person in chat gets a very special hello, and that was Tracy. So Tracy, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. It is amazing to see you. Thanks so much. She was there almost half an hour before time. She said she's in Ohio, and it was 11:04 her time, at 10:04 my time. So that was a lot of fun. Kenshaw, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. It's so great to see you again. Hi, Judy. Good morning. Thanks so much. Happy Sunday to you. Hi, Beverly. Hello, Beverly. It's so good to see you. Hi, Linda. Good morning. Thanks so much. Hi, Sandra. I heard something about you weren't feeling well. I'm glad to hear you are feeling better, though. That's so great to hear. Patty, good morning. Hi, Patty. It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I think you might be a new subscriber to the channel. I did see a new Patty B subscribed this past weekend. So if you are, welcome to the show. It is so great to see you. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Beverly, I think I said hello to you already, but in case not, good morning. Hello. How are you? I hope you are well. Fern King, good morning. Hi, Fern. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. Hi, Gladys. Good morning. How is your recovery going, Gladys? Gladys had glaucoma surgery a few weeks back, so hopefully she's all healed up and ready to go. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I think I see a very special person in chat with us. Our very own moderator, Lucas. Lucas is in the house. Do it with me now. Good morning, Lucas. He says he's going to be lurking because he's working. That's all right, Lucas. No worries. Not a problem. Thank you for letting us know. Good morning, Lorraine. It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you are well. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, I think that's everybody in chat. If I missed you, please let me know. I hate it when I miss people in chat, so please let me know that you are there. Hi, Patty. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. She says, yo, Patty. G says, hello, Danny. Hello. How are you? Thanks so much for joining us. All right, so Christmas tree ornaments. How the heck do we make these things? Well, first of all, we start with a piece of fabric, a solid piece of fabric that is 6.5 by 7. I had to write it down over here. Couldn't remember. 6.5 by 7. And I've got a couple of them cut up here. Just a little piece of fabric, 6.5 by 7. Now, I did 6.5 by 7 because that was the size of my Christmas tree. What I did was I created myself a little template out of paper. A little Christmas tree template, got a little stem on it. All I did was I took a piece of paper and I folded it in half, and then I just drew the template out and cut it. And that gave me nice even pieces here. This is the template I'm going to use. My template is 4 inches here by 5 inches here. So that's why my piece is 6.5 by 7.5, so that I can get 2 Christmas trees tip to tip on each piece that I've made. So first I made my template, and then I went ahead and cut up my pieces of fabric. I cut up a piece of fabric and a piece of batting, just some scrap pieces that I have laying around. So I went ahead and cut that up. And then what I did was I took all of the extra pieces of scrap and I cut them up into 1-inch strips. You can use whatever size strips you want. I used 1 inch because that feels like that was probably the easiest one for me to use. So I went ahead and cut them all up into 1-inch strips, and that's what we're going to be using today. So we are going to be taking our batting pieces, and we're going to be taking our 1-inch strips, randomly assorted 1-inch strips. I'm just going to grab one here. We're going to be taking the strip facing down, so right side facing down. We're going to match up the corners. We're going to take this corner there to that corner there, and we're going to do a 1/4-inch seam all the way down. We're going to sew this first one up here. Then we're going to fold it to the right hand side, and we're going to keep doing that until we get to the edge. And then we're going to flip the whole thing over, and we're going to keep doing it to the other side. Now, obviously, that's going to take some time. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that, but I wanted to let you guys know that I do have one already pre-made here. It's a little piece here. You can see how the strips are 1/2 inch wide, and they are from top to bottom. That is what it's going to look like, and that is how we're going to start our Christmas tree. So I'm going to set that aside for right now. Maybe we'll get to it, maybe we won't. The other thing you're going to need is a little bit of ribbon. Now this is I believe it's a silk ribbon. No, this is a polyester ribbon. I'm sorry. This is a 1/4-inch polyester ribbon. You can use whatever color or style ribbon you want. You can even use some riffraff if you wanted. I just had, well, actually, I didn't. My mom had some ribbon laying around, so I went ahead and just grabbed some from her. But you're going to need something to hook this onto the tree with. So we're going to use a little bit of ribbon for that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this project. I have got two small pieces that I had together, so I went ahead and zigzag them up together so that they stay. And then I'm going to actually use some pins, and I'm just going to pin the corners so that they don't come apart while we're trying to sew. Once we start to get this thing sewing, it won't be a problem. But I like to pin them just to keep it so it doesn't slide around on me. And I'm going to go ahead and sew from this corner to this corner. So then that way we have things going. Terry says, it's the final countdown. I assume she's meaning till Christmas. But yes, it is. It is the final countdown to Christmas. There's only a couple weeks left to finish your shopping. Has everybody finished their shopping? Are you making all of your Christmas gifts this year? I'd love to hear more about it. I have finished shopping. I need to start wrapping. And then I'm still working on all of my gifts. I've not quite finished all of my making of gifts for the things I'm going to make, but that's okay. Switch out this presser foot here. I'm still going to use a 1/4-inch foot, but I want to use the one that's not guided, because that does make it a little bit easier to sew on top of things. That. Tuck that there. Good morning, Katie. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, Melina. Hello, how are you? I hope you are well. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you guys are doing great. Gladys says, I'm doing good. No problem with the eye. I have my second live last Friday at 4 p.m. Oh, that was exciting. I'm sorry that I missed it. For those of you who are interested, make sure you go over and check out Gladys's page, Gladys's channel. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this 1-inch strip and I'm going a little bit above the corner. I don't want to go right on the edge because when I roll it over, it's not going to work. So I want to go a little bit above. So I'm going to do like kind of like an inch above. We're going to trim all the edges after we're done anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. And if it doesn't line up perfect, that's okay too. Because by the time you get down to the actual size of the Christmas tree, you're not going to notice anyway. So we're just going to go ahead and get that going. There we go. That's not where I wanted it to be. I need to go over a little bit more. Alright. 1/4 inch seam. There we go. Make sure. I feel like I got. And Linda says, everyone is winning but me. Alright. There we go. So how is everyone's Christmas shopping going? Are y'all done with your Christmas shopping? Everybody's ready to go? Everybody's wrapped up and everything's under the tree? Alright, so we're just going to sew a little bit off the edge there. We don't have to sew all the way down because we're going to trim this. Got my snipping shears here. I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. Go. And I'm going to keep all these little pieces because we might use those later. So now that I've sewn, I'm just going to roll it over. I'm going to finger press it down. Now you could hard press this with an iron. It depends on the fabric though. The fabric I'm using is pretty malleable, so I'm able to really push it down the way I need it to. Right here, we're just going to grab a handful of these here. Oh. Now. These are all my 1-inch strips. Glenda, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't say that I remember seeing your name in chat before, so if you are new to the channel, thank you. Welcome. It's glad to see you. I hope you are well. Fern says, new puppy, no presents are going under the tree, keeping in the spare bedroom. Oh, a new puppy. What kind of puppy, Fern? I love puppies. You guys know I have little dogs of my own. I just absolutely love puppies. Mr. Wizard is worried because I've been looking at pictures of puppies lately, and I just like looking at puppies. We don't need any more puppies. We have 3. 3 is plenty. But Mr. Wizard is a little worried. He's afraid I'm going to run out and get another one. So he keeps reminding me, we don't need any more. We have 3. We don't need any more. What kind of a puppy is it? Just sewing along the edges here. So now I've taken the second strip and I've lined it up with the folded over edge of my first strip, and I'm sewing another 1/4 inch seam. I'm gonna fold this one over now. Yes, Terry, I have 3 dogs, and good morning to you, Terry. Welcome. I didn't see you pop in there. Yes, I have 3 dogs. Yes, 3 dogs. Oh, a Yorkie named Willow. Oh, I keep telling Mr. Wizard that one day I will own a Yorkie. We don't have a Yorkie yet, but they are one of my favorites. I love them so much. I love their little ears. They're so cute. Oh, so cute. So yes, we will own a Yorkie at some point in time. Right now we do not. We have a Shih Tzu, a Cavachon, and a soft-coated Wheaten Terrier. They are all so much fun. So Terry wants to know what I'm sewing up this morning. Terry, we are making Christmas tree ornaments. Let me show you how cute these are. Look at these. Look how cute these are. They're so cute. With scrap fabrics from the placemats that we were making last week. I had some leftover scraps. I told you guys, I was teasing you guys last week. I said we're gonna make something with these scraps, so I saved them, set them off to the side. I cut them all up into 1-inch strips. Not all of them, but I cut some of them up into 1-inch strips. And then I cut some pieces up into 6.5 by 7.5 for a backing, along with some extra batting that I had laying around. So we're going to be using that to make some Christmas tree ornaments. So right now we're actually making the base for the Christmas trees. So I'm taking those 1-inch strips and I just keep folding them over and lining them back up again. Fold them over, line up the edges, right sides together, and sew a 1/4 inch seam. I'm barefoot in my sewing room today, so of course everything is sticking to the bottom of my feet. Anybody else have this problem? I try really hard not to keep any pins or any sharp objects on the floor because the puppies do end up in here at some point in time. Plus the cat likes to be in here too. So I don't keep any sharp objects on the floor, so I don't have to worry about that with my bare feet. The only thing I have to worry about is threads. And the occasional wonder clip that I drop on the floor. No pins though. Fern says she's been sewing dresses. Ooh, Fern, we'd love to see those. Make sure you post a picture on our Facebook group of what those look like. We'd love to see a picture of those. If you guys are not already following our Facebook group, you can do !FB in chat for our Facebook link. Go follow us over there. We are posting a bunch of pictures of the different projects we're working on, trying to finish those up before the end of the year. I love seeing everything you guys are working on. It keeps me motivated. I hope it keeps you guys motivated too, but I know it definitely keeps me motivated. Kelly, good morning. It's so great to see you. Good morning. I hope you are well. Thank you for joining us today. Carrie says, I am always barefoot except for an extreme cold. It is chilly this morning. It was absolutely 100% gorgeous yesterday. It was like almost 50 degrees here in northern Illinois. It's so beautiful outside. Mr. Wizard and I spent a little bit of time outside on the back patio because it was just so gorgeous. We had a bunch of running around to do yesterday. We just kept coming home and going back and coming home and going back. It was crazy. But we did it all. We got it all done, and we got to enjoy a little bit of the nice weather. And now today the bottom has already dropped out. It is only 30 degrees. I think they're talking about a high of like 35 or 40. It's just silly. Chilly Willy, that's for sure. So actually that's why I came in here in my shirt that doesn't have any sleeves on it. You guys know I usually wear a shirt with no sleeves on it in here. So I came in here with that and I was chilly. I was like, my gosh, it's actually cold in here. Usually I've got a fan going. So I actually had to grab a sweater and put a sweater on because I was a little chilly. Kelly said she got a bit of snow late yesterday morning, but then the rain later. Yeah, we've had rain. Yeah, it's been raining here quite a bit. Quite a bit of rain here. It's been raining like I think the last 3 days. It's just crazy. I told Mr. Wizard yesterday, I said, well, I'll be glad it's not snow. It could be snow. I'll be glad it's not snow yet. He's not a fan. He's not a fan of the snow. Alright, let me grab another strip here. So yesterday, these 2 ornaments took me quite a while to make. I think it was just because I was trying to be so careful and making sure I knew what I was doing. This is going much faster than it was yesterday, so we may not have to get to our special kitchen hack. We might be able to actually get this done. Wow, Terry says they're getting like 2 inches of rain by here. My goodness. Kelly says in the mountains they got a bunch of snow, but down by where she's at, not as much. That's good. See if these pieces are big enough yet. Actually, they should be big enough. So now I'm using some of the scraps that I had before. Just gonna go ahead and grab those. Again, this doesn't have to be super perfect because by the time you cut up the trees, they're so tiny that you're really not going to notice that much anyway. But this is a great way to give it some extra color, a little bit of texture, things like that. Now, I've seen this done a couple of different ways. I've seen some people just use a bunch of different greens or a bunch of browns or things like that. You can totally do that. I'm just using whatever scraps I've got, and I'm not even really focusing on the order that I'm putting them in. I'm just kind of grabbing and placing. I'm trying to keep it as scrappy as I can. You guys know I like to do scrappy projects. It's one of my favorite things to do, just because I like the look of it. I like the chaos look of it. Some people can't handle that, and that's okay. I understand. You could do a pattern if you prefer. You can, do all the same colors. Whatever you want to do here is fine. Make it your own. Now, I will say this particular project is not super kid friendly in that it does require a lot of sewing. But if you do have a grandchild or even a child that is of the appropriate age to be able to use a sewing machine, then they can help you with this for sure. Small for us to use, so we're gonna try and get rid of that one. So this one does require a certain level of sewing. So I mean, obviously you can sew it with your grandchild or the child that you're working with, but it does require quite a bit of sewing. Kelly says in British Columbia, if you want snow, you can drive to it easily enough. Yeah, I imagine so. I think most places are like that with mountains. Yeah. We can probably do one more. See if we get here. It might be. We are almost done with this side, and then we're gonna flip it around and do the other side. I'll show you what I've got going on here. Give me just a second. Yes, Kelly, I am sewing fabric strips. I do have a backing on it as well. There's a backing fabric to it as well. So it's not just on the batting, but it's all the way through the backing also. So it's a 3-layer piece, but I'm showing 1-inch strips, so you guys can see this 1-inch strips onto my backing and my batting and my backing fabric. Then I'll go ahead and iron it all down and work on it through there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over and work this way up. So I'm gonna match the edge of this piece here, which has already been sewn down. I'm gonna match that edge with my next piece. That is gonna make this little strip a little bit smaller than normal, but that's okay because then it's gonna look okay. So let me grab another piece here. I don't want blue because blue was just used. I'll use the green. Let me go ahead. So now I'm going to take this big long one. I'm going to line it up with the edge of the already sewn. Now you can use pins to keep this to hold this down if you need to. This particular fabric is a little slippery. I don't know if I told you guys this before, but it's like a nylon-based fabric, so it's a little slippery. So it is kind of sliding around a little bit on me, but that's alright. I'm just holding it down really well. Get that to grab on. Yes. a little lamp there. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. There we go. I'm a little bit all over the place, but that's alright. Like I said, by the time we go to cut these out, they're going to be so small that you're really not going to notice that much anyway. That's okay. All the way off the edge. Alright. We go ahead and clip this off here. Cut that piece there. Let's see if this one is long enough. Perfect. Now we're just going to go ahead and build the other side. You know, yesterday when I was putting this together, it seemed like it took forever for me to do it. I don't know if that was just because I was nervous about doing it, if it was my first time doing it, or if there were so many distractions or what, but it seems like it took forever, and today it is just flying through. It's really going together a lot faster than I thought it was going to, so that's good. Oops. So, off the edge. Cut stars out with pinking shears. Yeah, so we're gonna actually cut the trees out with pinking shears once we get it all sewn up together. I've got a little bit of a pattern that I've made for myself. It's a little Christmas tree. So we're gonna draw on it and then sew it together and then cut it out. I'll show you guys how that works in just a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna basically be doing the same thing. Oh, these here are 1-inch strips that I am using. And I'm just kind of selecting them randomly. I kind of want this to be a little scrappy. I don't want it to really be too crazy. To put together, you guys can absolutely do like a pattern if you wanted to, like a red and green or red and gold or whatever you wanted to do there would work fine. I'm just trying to keep it kind of scrappy. In case you haven't noticed, I did turn the sewing machine up, the speed up on my machine. I was making placemats yesterday, and it's a lot of straight sewing, so I went ahead and turned it up. I might have to turn it back down because it's making me a little nervous. So what is everybody working on for Christmas? Anybody making any fun Christmas gifts? Is everybody finished with their Christmas gifts? I know somebody mentioned that the countdown is on. That is for sure. That countdown is on. Am I going to make other patterns? I not on the show today. No. I'm just making Christmas trees, but you could make other patterns. I mean, you could make stars if you wanted to. You could make, I mean, basically anything. I would try to stay away probably from like a wreath or something with something empty in the middle. That might be a little difficult. But yeah, you can do just about anything. I'm just using Christmas trees because it's quick and easy and simple, and I wanted to show you guys. But yeah, you can make anything you can make this pattern out of. You can totally cut them out. This is what they're going to look like when we're done with them. A lot of fun. Lots of fun. Sandra says she's not sewn for 2 weeks now. Oh my goodness, Sandra. I heard you weren't feeling well, so I'm assuming that that's why. Or maybe you've just been so busy with other things at home. You know what? Sometimes life gets in the way, and you just can't. I'm going to be taking at least a 2-week break from YouTube, at least for my Sunday streams, because of the holidays, because Christmas and New Year's both land on Sundays this year. So I'm going to have to take those couple of days off. But then I've got some really fun things planned for after the first of the year. You know, our anniversary, our YouTube anniversary is coming up in January. I don't remember the exact date. I think it's the end of January. So it comes up soon, and then of course my birthday as well is also in January, so we'll probably do something fun for that. I don't know what yet. I'm not sure, but we'll do something. It'll be fun. I know that much. Um, Lots of fun things happening on the channel here soon. If I can find. So right now I'm just sewing up the strips. We're going to trim this all back down in just a minute. So I'm not too worried about it hanging over the edges. I just want to make sure that it covers the square batting that I have in backing fabric. I want to make sure it's covering that as best I can. Kelly says, I'm nearly finished the second of 2 mug rugs and I am in the process of making myself coasters. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Linda says her birthday is on Christmas Eve. Well, happy early birthday to you, Lisa. That had to have been awful when you were a kid, having to share both your birthday and Christmas gifts. I hope your parents at least made that special for you. I imagine. I imagine you got a lot of combined gifts. My birthday is in January. It's the middle of January, and I would still get combined gifts from extended family. Not necessarily from my immediate family, but definitely from extended family. My sister's birthday, Tracy's birthday, is the 2nd of January. So she would definitely get a lot of combined Christmas gifts. And her and I would get a lot of combined birthday gifts too, because our birthdays are both in January and they're 10 days apart. Well, 4 years and 10 days. But 10 days apart in the month anyway. So yeah, her and I would get a lot of combined birthday gifts when we were kids. Well, Glinda, that is good that your mom did that. I mean, I'm sure as moms would do that for sure. But I was thinking more extended family. Aunts and uncles and cousins and that kind of thing. But it's good that your mom always made it special for you. I think birthdays are important. I think they're special. I try to make them as special as I can for my girls because I think they're important. I've managed to keep them alive for another year, so it's a bonus for me. It's as much an accomplishment for me as it is for them. I'm just looking here trying to figure out what colors I haven't really used yet, trying to keep this as scrappy as I can. Looking to see what I can use next. Do this red. Oh, white one there. This is going together a lot faster than it was yesterday. I think I was just distracted yesterday. I swear, this part of the process took me at least an hour yesterday. So I was really worried. But it doesn't seem to be taking nearly as long this time, so I obviously was just distracted. Hi, Tracy! Speak of the devil, there's my sister. We were just talking about your birthday. We were just talking about birthdays. Linda's birthday is on Christmas Eve, and we were talking about how we to share gifts for Christmas with extended family. They'd buy us a Christmas/birthday gift, and how your birthday was so close to Christmas, and how ours are only 10 days apart. Well, 4 years and 10 days. We were just talking about that. Carrie says, time for us to go to the kitchen and prepare some foodies. I have no idea what I will make. Oh, don't you hate those days, Carrie? I feel for you. I do that quite often. I actually try to make myself a menu every week. I write down what I'm going to be making for that week, so then that way I don't really have to think about it. But coming up with a menu is a challenge enough some days. There are days where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Can't you just decide? I look at Mr. Wizard and go, can't you just decide what we're going to have for dinner? Oh, speaking of birthdays in January, it's also my nephew's birthday too. My nephew's birthday is 2 days after mine, I think. 1 or 2 days after mine. I'm terrible. I need to look at the calendar again to remember. It's either the 13th or the 14th. So his birthday is also right around the corner. I am not good with dates. That's why I write them all on the calendar. I'm always forgetting things, especially dates. I'm just not good with them. So I always write them all down. Where's the Judson's kitchen when you need it? That's what I'm saying, Terry. This is exactly what I'm saying. Where is that Judson's kitchen where you push the button and it just makes the food for you? That's what I'm saying. 100%. Okay, this looks like this is gonna be, yep, this is our last piece. So now we've got this crazy, messy, you know, thing going on here, these stripes, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my iron on real quick and iron this all out flat, and then we're gonna trim it up. Turn the iron on. I have to move all this stuff over here for just a minute so that I can iron. Small spaces means you gotta work with what you got. Hi, Kathy. Good morning. I missed you stopping in there. Good morning. How are you? I hope you are well. Just a reminder, with Kathy, we are supporting her. Right here. We are supporting her by doing exclamation point help Kathy. She's trying to raise money for prosthetic. I have not checked your GoFundMe page recently to see how much you are up to. The last time I checked was a few weeks ago. But if you are able, please consider donating to her cause. Carrie, I agree with you. I agree. So I find that scrappy projects come out way more pretty than that's. Don't get me wrong. I do like non-scrappy ones as well, but stuff like this, I always find that it just comes out better when it's scrappy. I think it has more character to it because then that way each piece is unique and different. That's just the way I prefer these types of projects to be. I'm gonna take these glasses off. They're starting to bother me. I have been dealing with this horrible headache all week. And I think, knock on wood somewhere, I think I have finally figured out how to get rid of it. Which came down to a new prescription from the doctor. But it's been horrible. It started over here, right behind this eye. And then it moved over here to this eye. And then it kind of went back here, like back in here. And then it made the whole back of my head hurt. It was like my neck was killing me, my shoulders were all sore. So it was definitely a tension headache, a tension migraine of sorts. But oh god, it was awful. It was really awful. And it was like every day I would wake up with it. It was just horrible. So I'm gonna go ahead and iron this down. Lay it nice and flat. You kind of want to iron it with the grain, so the way the fabrics are going. So then that way nothing kind of buckles or folds on you. I was kind of doing it a little bit wrong there, so I'm going to iron it with the grain. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim these up. Yeah, at first I thought it was like a sinus thing, like an allergy thing, and so I started taking some allergy meds. That didn't kick it. Then I started taking some. I thought, okay, maybe it's not allergies. Maybe it's, sorry. Maybe it's migraines. And then I started taking migraine meds. Well, that didn't kick it. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's, caffeine. Maybe it's a caffeine headache. So I started drinking soda to try and see if I could get rid of the caffeine headache. And that wouldn't get rid of it either. It was like, my goodness, what is this? And so finally I ended up working from home on Friday, and I took some muscle relaxers, some high dose muscle relaxers, and that seemed to really help. That seemed to really do that. I did some heat on my neck and my shoulders, and some massage therapy as well, and that seems to have done the trick. So I think it was just a tension, stress. Everything was kind of tight and it was pulling down everything. So I've flipped it over now. So I flipped my project over and I'm working on it with the backside because the backside is a square. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this all up to that square. Kathy says to tell Kelly to wish her husband a happy birthday. Well, happy birthday to Kelly's husband. Happy birthday to you. To him. Sorry, to him. Trimming this up here. Trimming it and squaring it. Alright. Back away for now. Go. Alright, so now it's all trimmed up. You can look at it again. See how it's a little bit more square now. Back fabric there. So now what I had to do before is I had two small pieces. So rather than trying to get these pieces to line up the way I wanted them to, I actually sewed the two pieces together with a zigzag stitch. So now I'm just going to run my ruler down that center there and separate these once again so that I have two pieces. Go. That'll all get trimmed off anyway once we get to it, but at least now I have some pieces to work with. So now I actually have three pieces that we're going to be working with. So I'm going to use the backside because it is a solid green fabric. Isn't that cute with the little Santa there? Actually, I can flip it this way so you guys can see a little Santa there. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to work with the backside of the fabric, and I'm going to take my template, align my template up on the back side of the fabric, and I'm going to use a marker or a pen to draw on. Now we're going to be trimming on, this is the line we're actually going to be trimming on, so don't worry too much about if the marker is going to come out or anything like that, because we're actually going to cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of my marking pens. This is a water erasable pen, so it will come out if I needed to, but like I said, I'm going to be trimming this anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's just basically giving us a little bit of a baseline. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim this out real quick. Not trim it, but draw it out real quick. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's basically just giving us a guide. And I'm going to flip the whole thing over and draw my other one on this side. I'm going to actually go a little bit on an angle like this. Again, doesn't have to be super perfect. It's just kind of giving us a guide to work with. Now this is going to be really hard for you guys to see, but I'm going to try to show you anyway. I've got two, yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it really. You can see the lines, the two blue lines are on the white, but those are my two lines. Alright, so now we are going to go back over to the sewing machine. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew a 1/4 inch inside of the line we just drawn. We're going to go all the way around and make our Christmas tree. You want to make sure that you back tack on this so that it anchors it. 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch, whatever you can kind of do there is fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to kind of give us, it's going to keep those pieces together, and it's going to give us that shape so that we can cut it out a little bit nicer. Now, one of the things I'm going to need to actually do is I actually do need to cut these. We're going to need to add our ribbon to the tops of these trees. And the only way to get our ribbon to stay is to sew it. But I'm not going to be able to sew this one here like that. So I'm going to actually have to separate these. Grab my ruler. Now again, remember our line is our cutting line. So I want to try and cut in between those two lines as much as I can. So I'm just going to kind of do like that. A little bit off here as well, so that because I don't need that chunk. Okay. That's going to make it a little bit easier for us to get our ribbon in there. There we go. There we go. Hi Dawn, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us today. Okay, so let's go back and start sewing. We're going to sew all the way around. We're going to start a third of the way down the tip. We're going to go all the way around, and we're going to stop it at the same place. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to go ahead and attach our ribbon to the tip of our Christmas tree. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. We're going to back tack just to make sure it stays anchored. We're going to go and we're going to follow our drawn line. About a quarter to an eighth of an inch is good. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. Want to finish about the same height as we did before. Okay, so now I have sewn, and it's hard for you guys to see this. Oh, back here. Let me get rid of that real quick. Oh, get rid of those threads on the back. So now I've sewn. So here's the tip of my tree right here. You guys can see the little blue line there. Okay, so I've started sewing here and here. So it went all the way around like this, and then I stopped here. So now I've got this tip. So now what I need to do is I need to get some ribbon in there. And it looks like I'm going to have to pull a little bit of these stitches up. But first, let me cut up my piece of ribbon. Super easy to make, Kelly. Yeah, super easy to make. Well, let me just pull this. Oh, I cut up a piece of ribbon. I'm not really measuring. I'm kind of eyeballing. You know, too long is not that big of a deal. So the way I do my ribbon is I take both sides and I make a loop, and then I put those same sides one on top of the other. So you get this like really pretty little like loop thing here. So I'm going to fold that like that. Now I'm going to have to take out some stitching here at the top. So you can see I've got a stitching line here that where my point is. So I'm going to have to take that stitching out so that I can get the ribbon in there. So let me grab my. So see, Jack is not just for pulling out mistakes. He's also can be helpful sometimes. Sometimes he can be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and pull these few stitches back. So I can tuck that in there. There we go. taken a couple of stitches out of the center there of the ditchy. Sorry about that, guys. My nose is itchy. Okay. Folding the ribbon in a loop. Now, the ribbon, trying to stuff the ribbon in there with the batting is a little tricky because it kind of jams up. So what I found was if I take my little purple thing, okay, and then I take my ribbon and I take the square edge of it and I fold the ribbon over the square edge, like that, then I can actually stuff it in there a little bit nicer and it stays. So I'm just going to fold that over, fold that down just for a second, stuff that in there. And then hold it there with my fingers. Alright, so now that the ribbon is stuck in there, I'm going to go ahead and sew the rest of my point up, making sure that when I come up to the top, I'm going through my ribbon to nice anchor it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, come down, and then I'm going to go backwards and go back again. So I'm going to make sure to get that corner, that triangle nice and tight. Let's go ahead and start that again. And don't worry if you missed what I'm doing here, we're going to be doing it again in just a minute. I'm going to show it to you again in just a second. Okay. I'm going to go backwards. Backwards like that. Spin it this way. Come down. That. There we go. Alright. Kelly, that is also a very good idea. Kelly says you can leave the top of the tree, the ornament alone, and sew the ribbon on, and then just use a cute button over the ribbon ends. You can absolutely do that as well. You can do that also. So now I'm just going to pull on this, make sure it's nice and tight. Yep, it's nice and tight. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do, the audio is, again, real bad. Oh well. Sorry about that. Sounds like there's some problems with my audio again. I could use an owl to poke a hole through and thread the ribbon through. Yeah, you could do that as well. I just prefer to do it this way because then that way it's like inside of it and it's nice and secure. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some pinking shears, which are the, you know, for cutting pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this up. I'm going to cut on that or close to that blue line, the drawn line that we have, making sure not to cut my ribbon. I did that the first time. Go. There we go. We're just gonna like that. That. I love using pinking shears. They're so much fun. And they make all kinds of designs. You don't necessarily have to use your traditional pinking shears. They make all kinds of really fun scissors that you can use to cut it with. So here you go, friends. Here is our cute little Christmas tree. Isn't that adorable? So cute and so easy to make. Dawn says BRB, no problem, Dawn. Right, so that is how we're going to be making these. So I have another one here to make. So we're going to go ahead and put that one together. Again, I'm going to the way I'm going to do these, and again, you guys can do this 100 different ways, however you want. Side of the tree. Skip the tip there. And just come down. Backstacking, of course. Oh, flip that over. Roll that there. Just keep spinning it around. Like my audio issues again, I do apologize for that. I need to upgrade my router. It's one of those things, pieces of equipment that I'm going to need to upgrade next year, as well as a second camera. Kelly, that is an excellent idea. She says, raise your cookie cutter stash for any types of patterns. That is a great idea. Yeah, you can absolutely use a cookie cutter. As long as it's a semi-large one, you want to make sure it's probably 3 to 4 inches large. So then that way, you know, it makes a decent amount. So, but yeah, that is a great idea. So I've gone ahead and sewn up my tree again. And I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of ribbon. Kelly says, gotta go, breakfast is ready. No problem, Kelly. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate you being here. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull out these threads here. All right. I'm just pulling out the threads from my couple of stitching lines here. Let me go ahead and trim up this little corner. I don't need to actually pull the threads. I can just cut off this here. There we go. All right. Grab my. All right. Okay. Now we're going to take our piece of ribbon, make our loop, take our purple piece here, fold it over the edge, and I'm just holding it down with my thumb there. Just shove it in there. Oh. Hold it tight, and then finish sewing it. Now I'm just going to back tack up the triangle for the points and sew back down just to make sure it's nice and anchored. Sure that I got, yeah, I did. I like to pull on it just to make sure that it's attached. All right, looks like that one's attached. So now we take our pinking shears and we sew it up again, or cut it up again. Morning, Katie. I think I said hello to you. She said, oops, almost forgot to thumbs up. Thanks for that reminder, Katie. Just reminding everybody, if you could, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It lets other people in the YouTube universe know that you liked this video, and maybe they will as well. Oh, I kind of ate it up, but that's alright. The great thing is about these handmade ornaments is they don't have to be perfect. The whole point of them is to be scrappy and kind of fun. Oh. Corner out. Yes, Fern, it is a very fast ornament. Yesterday, it seemed to take me forever to get these, so I don't know what I was doing differently yesterday. I must have just been distracted. But it seemed like it was taking forever to put these together. But today, they're going together super quick and fast. And it's a great way to use up some of those Christmas fabric pieces or scrap pieces that you're just not sure what to do with. This is a great way to use those pieces up and give you something fun to make with them. So there you go. Here's our second one. Isn't that cute? All right. So there's 4. So the sewing part of it actually does not take as long as I expected it to. Brenda, oh, good morning, Brenda. Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. Happy Sunday morning to you. Hi, June. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. Brenda says, time got away from me making pillowcases and pot holders. No problem. No problem. Lucas is over there playing the heist game. Looks like he won quite a few symbols there. Making sure I'm not forgetting anything there. All right. Not forgetting, but missing anything. All right. So now I'm gonna make another one here. Got 2 more to make. Drew says, so cute, Danny. Yes, they are. They're adorable and super fun and easy to make, and they're a great way to use up your scrap fabric. So we're just gonna make a couple more here. Trying to draw on this out here. I'm using a water-based marker, so if by some chance we don't trim off whatever might or may or may not show up on the fabric, if that's okay, I'll just use a little bit of a wet washcloth and wipe it right off. I have used these markers before, and I absolutely love them. They're Leonis markers. They're water erasable pens. I don't know if you guys can see them. These are a Notion in our Notions box. So if you guys redeem your thimbles, you might end up receiving one of those. You just never know. But any marker will do, just marker or pencil will do just fine. Like I said, we're marking our cutting line. So we can always, you know, cut off the marker, basically. Go. Alright, I've got my 2 pieces marked. I'm going to go ahead and slice them up. I'm going to slice them in half because it makes it a little bit easier to work with them. Go. Go. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and sew around the edge. Thank goodness for my extra light here because I'd never be able to see the line. So a couple stitches forward, a couple stitches back to back tack, and then we're going to go ahead and keep going here. Turn that around. Turn that around. Spin me right round, baby, right round. Everybody else have that song playing in their heads when they're doing this? Just me? Just me? Oh. Alright. Go ahead and cut that up. Alright, so now we gotta trim them for threads. It's hard for me to see the tip there. Okay, so I've got to pull out some threads here, so let me pull up these threads. See, Jack is not just for pulling out mistakes. In this case, he's actually being helpful. Helping us pull out some threads from a couple of our stitching lines here so that we can sew these back up together. There we go. Take some whole thing and go in here first, just to make sure I got it all pulled apart where I need it. Perfect. Go. Oh, I drop it on the floor. There we go. Alright. Ribbon. Where did I get the ribbon? Not really measuring the ribbon. You want to use, I don't know, like 4 or 5 inches. I'm not really measuring, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Let's see, how big was this one? This one was... This one was 6 inches. Take it like this, and I'm just gonna pull the sides together so that they're facing the same way, and then I'm just gonna overlap one on top of the other. So you get this nice pretty loop. Okay. I'll take that, fold it over the bottom of my purple thing. I'm gonna hold it there with my thumbnail, and then shove it into the top of the tree. There we go. See if that worked. This one moved on me. Try it again. Fold it over. Oh. I have slippery fingers today. Somebody asked me a question and I apologize. Did you name your Threadripper Jack? LOL. My sister. I did not name it that. That is his name. His name is Jack. Jack the Ripper. He's also known as the divorce lawyer. Help me out, ladies. What other names do we call him? Sean calls him his favorite mate. I call him the co-host of the show. He is the co-host of our show. Because he comes out at least once a day. Once a show. But yes, Jack the Ripper. The divorce lawyer. Sean's favorite mate. Co-host of the show. Yeah, he's got a lot of names. There we go, that's better. Alright, got it in there. I can feel it in between the layers. Now we're going to go ahead and finish sewing up that corner, the tip of that tree. Again, back tack. There we go. And go up to the tip. And turn around and come back. And then this time I'm gonna go all the way back up, backwards, and then come all the way down. The threads. I always like to pull on it just to make sure it's nice and secure in there before I pull it too far off the machine. Put my threads. Lucas is messing around with the crossbones. He says he thinks he's gotten it to work without the crossbones. So he's in the giving mood this season. Wants everybody to win some fun prizes. So make sure you check that out. Scrap cup here. Go ahead and cut these off. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna just trim up the tree. Try not to trim the ribbon. Go. Pull the ribbon to this side. Trim down the tree. Go. And trim the branch. There we go. There you go, our second one. He's cute. Here, let me hang him up here. I'll hang him right here. A little loop. Hi Lucy! Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Sunday morning to you. We are just making some cute little Christmas tree ornaments. Super quick and easy. Super fast. A great way to use up your scraps. I probably can't see them all there because now there's like 3 of them piled up there, but there you go. Got another one here. I'm going to go ahead and sew up. So first what we did was we took some 6.5 by 7.5 pieces of scrap fabric, a piece of scrap batting, and then we took some 1-inch strips of fabric and we sewed them up like this. Sewed them up to a piece like this to make this scrappy looking base, I guess you'd call it. And then we took our Christmas tree template and we went ahead and traced that out onto our piece of fabric. I know you guys can't see it, but it is there. And now we're going to go ahead and sew a 1/4 inch in from that line. That line is actually our cutting line. Thank you, Terry. Terry says, so cute, Annie. They're really cute. And then around, and down, like there, and then around. You can do this with any type of design you want to. Terry had a great idea. You can use, or maybe it was Tracy that had the great idea, or Kelly. I'm not sure now. I'm sorry, whoever it was that had the great idea, but it was use some cookie cutters for your template. Just make sure your cookie cutters are at least 3 inches tall, because otherwise it does make it a little bit difficult to work with. I mean, you can do it. You can absolutely do it. But at least 3 inches. My Christmas trees are actually 4 inches tall when I measured them out. Or 3.5. They're 3.5 inches tall. Sorry, 3.5 inches tall. Lucky theory? What lucky? Oh, you must have lost some thimbles. You must have lost some thimbles. Trim up this corner here, get rid of some of those threads if I can. Alright, now it's time to pull out some threads. For those of you who were following our Facebook group, you may have seen the pictures that I posted. I introduced her to the channel a while ago, but she is an ironing board, an antique ironing board that was gifted to me by my aunt. She's been passed down from generation to generation, and I was absolutely honored to have been given the gift of her. But she was pretty well used, pretty well worn. She definitely needed a new top for sure. She needed to be recovered for sure. But the wood was really fragile and brittle. It just from being used so much, and some of the metal pieces felt like they were a little worn. So she was really wobbly. Like I'd set her up and she'd wobble. So I was really worried about setting her up, using her as a display piece or anything like that, because I didn't want anything to happen to her. So I found a close friend of mine, a coworker of mine actually, who does a lot of woodworking, and he does restorative work as well. And so I had asked him if he had any recommendations of people I could take her to, and he said, "Bring her to me. I'll take a look at her." So I brought her into my office last week, and so he's going to restore her, and so I'm really excited to see what she's going to look like when she's done. We have named her Sis after my great-grandmother, because my great-grandmother was known as Sis to everybody in the family because she had so many brothers. So everybody always called her Sis, so we've named her Sis. Named the ironing board Sis after my great-grandma, and I can't wait to see what she's going to look like when she's done. Creating that loop. The purple thing here, I'm going to fold that over the tip. This is just to kind of make it easier for me to shove it in between the layers. Otherwise, it kind of, because it is like a silk ribbon, it does kind of get caught on the batting and doesn't go all the way through. So this way, at least I can kind of shove it in there a little bit better. Go ahead and finish sewing up the tip, making sure to grab those pieces of ribbon as well. Go back up, come back down, make sure it's nice and even. Sherry asked, "Restore what, Danny?" Oh, you must have misheard me. You must not have heard me. I said he's restoring an old ironing board. I had introduced her to the channel back in January of this year. She was a beautiful antique ironing board that's been handed down from generation to generation in my family. So I was honored that my aunt gave her to me. And he's not going to necessarily restore her. He's just going to clean her up, tighten her up a little bit, maybe clean her down so that she's a little bit cleaner. We will be doing a brand new pad for her on the channel next year after she comes back. But for right now, at least, he's going to help at least tighten her up so that she's not quite so wobbly. I was really worried. I was terrified that like the dogs were going to knock it down, and I was more worried that like a piece was going to break off or fall off, and I wasn't going to know how to put it back together. So that's why he's gonna fix it. Yes, the vintage ironing board. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, if you follow me on Facebook, you saw I posted pictures of her there, and talked a little bit about her age. There's kind of conflicting reports as to how old she might be. The gentleman that's doing the restorative work says that he believes that, based on the screws, that she's from the late 1800s. But we can't find anything on the internet to confirm that. The only things that we have been able to find on the internet is like the 1930s. So either way, she's older. She's almost at least almost 100 years old, if not more than 100 years old. And so she needs a little TLC, and he's gonna give it to her. Just trimming up my edges here with my pinking shears. They make all kinds of really cool pinking shears if you don't want to use these traditional zigzag ones. They make all kinds of really cool ones. This would be a great fun project for little kids to help you with. And here's another one. We're just moving right along with these, aren't we? So cute. So cute! It says, guess I do not bet enough. LOL. The ironing board may have been a luxury item then. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It could have been a sign of wealth, although I don't think the wealth stayed with the family. I don't think it was, but you never know. Yes, Tracy, my sister is informing everybody. My mom made a comment on our Facebook group that we're pretty sure she came from our great great grandmother, who was born in 1980, so it's probably close to the early 1900s, late 1800s. Either way, it is absolutely beautiful. She just needs to be tightened up a little bit. She definitely needs a new top. She's got a little bit of burn marks in her from children ironing on her when they were little. But yeah, she looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I've got one more piece here, so we'll make two more pieces. Um, this was an extra from yesterday that I had that I thought I was going to have to pull out, but I didn't really need to pull it out, but now that it's out, I'll go ahead and use it. We'll make two more. They gambled it all away. Oh well, that wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me at all. I'm just gonna lay this down here like that. Little pen. Again, you can use any design you want. I'm just using Christmas trees because that's what I have. I actually, surprisingly enough, don't have really any cookie cutters. We do all of our cookie making at my mom's house, so I've never bought any cookie cutters. They're always at my mom's house. So yeah, I mean, I guess I could have probably borrowed one from her, but does anybody have any traditional cookies that they make at their house? My mom makes just an absolute ton of cookies. My goodness, she's her cookie baking this year is 2 full days. It's gonna be crazy. The kids are coming home for it. It'll be a lot of fun. Lucy says the audio isn't the best. No, Lucy, it's not you. It's me. I'm having some issues with my audio. You guys know that the mic is built into my webcam, and I think there might be something going wrong with it. I'm hoping to upgrade some of my equipment next year, so hopefully things will be a little bit better. I've tried external mics before, and they don't really work very well. Or at least not the ones that I have tried to spend the money on. I haven't really found one that I like very well that works for my situation. So we'll have to keep looking. I have a bunch of them. I must have like 5 or 6 of them. Next year, I will be upgrading some of my equipment. So hopefully that'll fix some of the problems. Terry's favorite Christmas cookie. Yes, M&M's chocolate chip cookies. Funny story, Terry. M&M's are, I mean, they probably have multiple locations, but there used to be an M&M's bakery down the street from my house when I was growing up as a kid. It's a chocolate. or it was a chocolate factory. I don't even know what it is anymore now. I haven't been over there so long, but it used to be an Ornaments bakery, and so when you'd walk outside, you could smell it from my house. It was that close. Oh my gosh, it made me so hungry all the time. Every time I'd stand out there to wait for the bus for school, it was like you smelled the cookies and the bread, and oh, so good, so good. In fact, one of my mom's friends, growing up, actually worked for Ornaments. So we used to get coffee cakes and all kinds of stuff all the time from her. Her and her husband. I think well, I mean, they're not married anymore. But I think her ex-husband still works there. I think it's a chocolate factory now. At least it used to be. I don't know if it still is, but just trimming up some of the bulk here a little bit, make it a little bit easier for me. Oh, a little even. Alright, let's go ahead and get these sewn up together. We made cream wafers. They are little cracker-like cookies with buttercream in the center. Our cookie cutter is a soda cap. Oh my goodness, Lucy, that sounds like so much fun. Cracking a little bit. Yeah, sorry for that, guys. Like I said, I'm going to be upgrading my equipment next year. I've been looking into it for a little while now, actually. I just haven't really committed to anything yet. I also need to upgrade my router. YouTube is always giving me connection notices. And I think that's my router. Which is older, so it probably needs to be upgraded anyway. Lots of new equipment coming next year. Lots of fun stuff happening next year, my goodness. For those of you who haven't already, this is your friendly reminder about Cotton Cuts PMQ. Their spring PMQ sign up is already underway. I have signed up. My mom has signed up, and my aunt has also signed up. So the three of us are going to be doing. Now my aunt is camera shy, so she won't be on camera, but that's all right. She'll still be able to provide us with pictures of her stuff if she wants to, and I can post them on our Facebook group. My mom will be joining us live to put together her pieces, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to be able to do that together. So if you've never done a PMQ before and you're interested, and if you've been humming and hawing about it, I'm going to tell you this is the one you want to join, because we're going to be doing step by step on a live stream Saturday evenings, or after dark edition, Saturday evenings, once a month. We're going to be putting the pieces together. So if you want some help, you want to come together with us, um, this is going to be the time to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sherry says, I signed up. I got Serenity. Ooh, that sounds like fun. So I'm not going to tell you guys which one I signed up for, but I can tell you the three that we've signed up for, and that way it's a little bit of a surprise for you guys. I can't remember the names of them now. I remember Moonlit. I remember Tranquil, and then oh, I don't remember the other one. It's blue and orange. Somebody wants to go online and see if they can find it. It's the blue and the orange one. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head at the moment. Enchanted. That's what it was. Enchanted. So those are the three that you guys are going to be seeing here on the channel. Not going to tell you which one I'm making yet. You guys can guess of those three which one I might be doing. But yeah, well, it's going to be fun to see We're all doing smalls. We're not going to do the large. We're all going to do the small size. So you're going to be able to see that. Now, if you are doing the large size and you need help, no worries. I can absolutely help you with that. I won't have the directions in front of me, but if you want to share them with me, I can help you. This will be my fourth PMQ. Not an expert by any means, but I do have at least a little bit of experience doing them, so I can usually help you out. So if you're interested in joining, do exclamation point CC for Cotton Cuts in chat. It'll give you a link to their website. Go over there underneath the drop down that says mystery quilts or puzzle mystery. Look there and then find the puzzle mystery quilts and click the button that says get started. And that's where you'll be able to see the colorways that are left over, the ones that are left, and the ones that we can work on. Fun. I will be doing a video in January, an actual video, not a live stream, but an actual pre-recorded video in January of some tips and tricks and some notions that I recommend that you have to just kind of make your PMQ a little bit easier for you to do, a little bit more successful, but none of these are required. That is the beauty of the PMQ, is that you really don't need a whole lot other than a sewing machine and some thread. Everything else is kind of just an added bonus of things that are going to make it a little bit easier for you. But as long as you can sew a 1/4 inch seam and you have thread, you can do the PMQ. There's no cutting involved whatsoever, which is really, really nice. No cutting, no trimming. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, like I said, I will be doing a little video on some notions that I recommend, but none of them are required. They're just things that I think will make it a little bit easier for you. So watch for that. I'll give you more information as that gets closer. The first clue is going to ship the first week in February, so we'll probably plan a live stream for either the second week or maybe even the 3rd week of February, just to make sure that everybody gets their clues before we start. It'll be a lot of fun. Lots of fun. Thank you guys for throwing up those links there, Tracy and Terry. I appreciate that. Lucy says, I'm newish to quilting sewing. I have 3 quilts under my belt, so I'm nervous. Lucy, that is where this PMQ is the perfect project for a newbie. That was the PMQ was the very first project that I ever did as a quilter. It was one of the very first ones I did. I was super nervous about it. I had no idea what to expect. And I was nervous about not knowing what I was making either, because I like to know what I'm making ahead of time, and so I was nervous about that too. And it turned out to be one of the best things that I ever did. Like Terry says, it gave me a lot of experience with pieces. It really helped me learn my sewing. It helped me improve on my sewing, things like that. The one thing I will tell you, and this is just a spoiler alert, the one thing I will tell you is, if you are new to sewing and you're still kind of learning how to do your 1/4 inch seam, one of the best tools out there right now is a guided presser foot. I use one all the time. I'm not using it right now because I can't for this particular project, but I use it all the time. It's got a little guide on the end of it. Actually, here, let me show you. This is a guided presser foot. I don't know if you guys can even see it. There. It's got a guide on the end of it right here that actually helps you with the 1/4 inch. So you rest the fabric up against the guide, and then it will give you a 1/4 inch seam every time. That has been a game changer for me. It's really, really helped me to kind of learn what a 1/4 inch is. I could probably do it without using the guide now, but when I started, that was like game changer for me, to make sure that I had that nice scant 1/4 inch every single time. And that's really the most important thing about these PMQs is the 1/4 inch seam. Everything else is basically done for you. We're going to work with leaders. We're going to work with enders. I'm going to show you guys how to do all those things too. You'll know more about that when the time comes, but the PMQs is a great project for a beginner. It's great for somebody who doesn't sew a lot. It kind of gets you back into the sewing realm, and it's a small piece, like $20 a month. They send you all the pieces. A little bit of fun games are in there sometimes too, so I can't wait to get started. So if you're thinking about it, I would join this one for sure, because you're gonna have a lot of support with this particular one. Because like I said, my mom and my aunt are both joining me. My mom has never quilted before in her life. she's sewn. She's done a lot of sewing, but she's never quilted before. So this is something brand new to her. And then my aunt, it's been a very, very long time since she's pulled a sewing machine out or done any type of sewing at all. So she's going to be joining along too. So again, not on camera, but she's going to be joining along too, and she'll be able to share her stories and her tales with us on Facebook and things like that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna help. I think it's gonna help a lot of people that are new to it or who have never done it before. So, like I said, if you're thinking about it, this is the one I'm gonna strongly recommend you join, just because you are gonna have so much support. And Cotton Cuts is a great company. If you sign up for it and after a clue or two, it's just not your thing. You're just not into it. You can cancel your subscription and you're not out any further money, or they'll give you a refund. It's completely up to you. So they do have that money back guarantee. If you're just not into it, it's just not your thing, you just don't like it, you can absolutely cancel. It's not a problem. So, bye, Beverly. Thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you being here. The Streamlabs tip is a bit scary. I'm not sure I know what that means. All right, so I've got this one here. I'm going to go ahead and pull out some threads on this one too. I've got that one all prepped and ready to go. Now it's time to prep this one. But yeah, if you're thinking about it, this is definitely the one I would recommend joining. Just because you're going to have so much support. There's going to be so many people on camera that are going to be brand new to it that are going to be learning as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, Cotton Cuts offers, a huge amount of help. And of course, there's so many other content creators that are going to be participating as well. I think Martha's in on it, Sean's in on it, Becca's in on it. There's just so many of them that are going to be in on it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I say Martha, but I might be wrong. I think I might have seen something that she said she's not going to be able to join this one. I don't remember. Now that I say that, I might be wrong about that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. You still got a little bit of time to figure out if it's something for you. And even after we start, they'll, I think they let it run for like 2 or 3 clues before they shut down sign up. So you can always watch a couple of our videos, see how much my mom is or is not struggling with it, and then decide from there as well if it's something that you want to do. Lucas says, have to head out and get back to work. I will see you all this Wednesday. Bye, everyone. Bye, Lucas. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, dude. I appreciate it. I need a favor from you later this week, so I'll text you. Thank you. Tony, my daughter Tony comes home this weekend. Both of my girls are actually home this weekend. They're coming home this weekend for cookie making at my mom's house. I think I was telling you guys about it. It's a 2-day event. My goodness. She's going to start on Saturday and run through Sunday. I cannot make it on Saturday. I actually have to work my full-time job on Saturday. It's the one Saturday a year that we're required to work for physical inventory. And then Sunday, I'll be here with you guys in the morning. And then heading over by her after our live stream. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Hi, Chloe. Good morning. Jerry says I signed up late for the first time. She's talking about PMQ. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, for sure. So if you're just not sure if it's what you want to do, you can absolutely watch us for a couple episodes. See how hard it is for my mom. See how hard or easy it will be for my mom to do it, since this is going to be her very first time doing it. And then make your decision from there. For sure. I'm just really excited to get back into it. I have missed it. It was something I really enjoyed doing, and I had so much going on that it just wasn't something I was going to be able to do. And the last thing I wanted to do was be one of those people that signs up for it and then has to put it away every month and can't get to it for like months on end. Yeah, it's just not something I wanted to do. So. All right. Just looping my ribbon here. Stuffing it into the tip of the tree, hanging onto that. Hi, Shirley. I didn't see you there. I didn't see you sneak in there. Good morning. How are you? I hope you are well. Shirley is one of our experts on our channel. Make sure you go check her out. You can do exclamation point Shirley and chat for a link to her channel. She's definitely one of our experts. Lucy says, I think that's definitely my plan. Watch you and your mom struggle and then decide if it's something I want to do. That's for sure. There's no problem with that. That's why we're here. You are here. We are here so that you can learn from our mistakes. I don't expect there to be any mistakes. But yeah, it's definitely fine. I think that's a great plan. And Lucy, I'm sure you have seen them already, but if not, you can also go onto my page. I have a playlist that says I love cotton cuts. I have a group of playlists there that says I love cotton cuts, and you can check out any of our previous PMQs from last year and the year before. I did 2 of them on the channel. You can check those out as well, see if that's something you would be interested in. Those are mostly pre-recorded videos. There were a couple of lives in there because I started doing live streams at the end of this year. So yeah, you can check those out too. A lot of fun. June says, I have to go catch y'all later. No problem, June. We understand. We're just finishing up here anyway. I've got these 2 little ornaments left to do, and then we're going to head out ourselves. There we go. Here's one. The back. There's the front. So cute. Sorry, I have an itch in my eye. I know this looks really weird on the camera, but I have an itch in my eye. Alright. And last but not least is this one here. Take this. Wrap it around like that. Just a reminder for those of you who are interested, you guys are probably familiar with Kathy of Kathy's Quilts and Crafts. She's one of the experts on our channel. She's a top contributor to our channel and to our Facebook group. She is she's trying to walk again. In order to do that, she does need to purchase a prosthetic leg. She has some partial amputees from war veteran, I think she said. So she's trying to raise some money for her prosthetic. If you do exclamation point help Kathy in chat, it'll give you a link to her GoFundMe page. I've been promoting that all season, and will continue to do so for a little while longer. She's a huge contributor to our channel, and I can take the fact that she's so close to her goal of being able to walk, and she just needs this little bit of extra financial help from us. And I think that I want to do everything that I can to help her. So. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry, for throwing that link up since Lucas had to take off. I appreciate that. If you are able, please consider donating to her cause. If not, we completely understand. Times are tough for everybody. We really understand. It's definitely not a requirement for the channel for sure. I like to support our fellow quilters as much as I can, especially our community members. You know, if you guys are falling on hard times or special surgeries or things like that nature. If ever you've got a situation like that and you have a GoFundMe page that you're trying to promote, send me an email, send me a message on Facebook, send me a message on Instagram. Let's talk about it. Let me know a little bit more about it, and I will definitely try to support it if it falls in line with what we want our channel to represent. Um, Speaking of charities and other events, you guys know that a few weeks back, a month back, I was supporting a movement called hashtag Harper Strong for a little girl named Harper. It was Donna from Handmade by Ying, was her granddaughter, who is doing fantastic. She's on the donor heart transplant list. She's officially made the list, which is exciting news for her. Hopefully, they will find a heart for her soon. But she's constantly recovering, doing very well. Been following her on Facebook, her and Donna on Facebook. Things are going really well for them. It's always great to hear things like that. So if you're interested in donating to that, you can do !Harper Strong in chat. We'll give you a link to the GoFundMe page for that as well. I do still have that link set up. They do still have that GoFundMe page set up as well. I just don't have it promoted up there. Alright, last one here, guys. Take a look at that. There you go. A Christmas tree. So cute. So cute. Alright, guys, so in this channel, so in this 2.5 hours, we have managed to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, I just dropped them. 7. I think we've managed to make 6 ornaments. 6. 4 of them we made by putting the pieces together, and then 2 of them I actually had kind of pre-made. So I've already made 8 ornaments. 8. So you never know. These might be in a Notions giveaway box. You just don't know. You never know what's going to happen with those. So questions about what we made today. You don't necessarily have to make a Christmas tree. You can use any type of pattern or design you want. I wouldn't go with anything too complicated like a snowflake or a wreath or anything like that. I would try and keep it, you know, a solid pattern, whether that be a snowman. You could probably try to do that. I know that I would use pinking shears to do a snowman. You might want to try some other scissors instead, or just straight scissors as well would work also. Any type of cookie cutter that you can find. You want it to be at least 3 to 4 inches. Makes it a little bit better. Hi, Glenda. Thanks so much for joining us. You're catching us on the tail end. So a lot of fun. So you take 6.5 by 7 inch piece of fabric, or a piece of fabric large enough for you to be able to make at least 2, possibly 4 of whatever size you're making. So what I did was I cut out my tree first, and I took the measurements for it, and then I cut my backing fabric to make 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then a extra piece of batting, because we all have those extra little pieces of batting laying around, so I use that as well. And then I took some 1-inch scrap pieces, and then I just kind of sewed them up together, sewed them up, quilting as I went kind of thing, and then ironed that all nice and flat, and then cut the pieces out and sewed them all back together. Sorry, I've got threads and little pieces everywhere. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun making these ornaments. For some reason, when I made them yesterday, they took so much longer to make than they did today. So they went by really, really fast. And I don't know if that was just because I had done it once before, so I knew what I was doing, or maybe because I didn't have all the household distractions. Who knows? But either way, they did not take long to make it all. So I was able to make 6 in 2.5 hours. Imagine how many you guys can make without all the distractions if you choose. Alright guys, we will definitely have a live stream next week. It is not posted on the channel yet, but I promise you that it will be. Probably going to be a whip or UFO live stream, because I've got a bunch of Christmas projects that I need to finish up here, so we'll probably take that time to do that. And that will be my last Sunday live stream for the rest of the year, which is kind of sad, but also exciting at the same time. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up in January, so make sure you check out the channel, check out our Facebook group, and our Instagram to find out what the schedule is going to be for January. I will have that up before the end of the month, hopefully. Hopefully soon. All right, guys. Thanks again so much for joining me. You have an amazing rest of your weekend, rest of your holiday. Don't forget to catch us on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time, right back here, either here or on Kathy's channel. Either one will work, and we're going to be opening up days 8 through 15, I think. Days 8 through 15 on Wednesday, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you guys then. Otherwise, talk to you later. Bye bye for now. Where's my mom? There it is. Bye bye for now.